Hi,
Yep.
everybody. I presented to this group about 6 months ago and wanted to give you an update. It's going to be pretty timely given the events that are going on. But my name is Neil Simpson, and I co-founded a company called MotorCo Technologies. Our mission is to use AR and virtual reality to change how travel is sold. So we're one of the first movers to combine virtual reality with mobile travel guides. We were founded in 2018 upon admission to new ventures, and we were incubated in Winston Starts locally here in North Carolina. We use virtual reality to make a more immersive mobile travel guide. You can see it, an example that I'm going to get into on the right. That's the guide that we're building for the Caribbean. That's a mobile application, which I'll show you in a second. Based on our commercial traction, so those of you that don't know us, we've been in business for a while. We sell in the B2C space. We just signed a multi-year contract with a Fortune 500 airline. We have a paying nonprofit client, and we have about 6K in monthly recurring revenue. So we were super excited. Everything was going well, and then guess what? The world changed, right? I'll show you our timeline, what it looked like as of literally March 5th. But there's good and there's bad to this. Obviously, if you're in the online travel space, there's some challenges for you, but there's some opportunities as well. As you get on, we can also all attest to, everything is going virtual. We're here on a virtual meeting right now. So if you're a VR person or you specialize in virtual tours, virtual is becoming the new normal, and it's going to change how customer interactions happen in travel. As I mentioned, and as we all know, people are being forced to work from home, so this is becoming a reality. I don't know if you guys have done any of the happy hours yet on a virtual. It's kind of weird. I literally did a class reunion literally last night on a Zoom meeting. It's really
So weird.
strange, but it's just happening. You know, cities are in lockdown. I don't know if you guys have any family that's in the New York area. Apparently it's really strange and scary there. But with a seismic shift in a marketplace, there will be some winners. And we like to think that there's some opportunities here. I mean, I'd love to tell you that I'm in food delivery, but I'm not. But, you know, if you're Zoom, you're in the good state of the world. And I think that this seismic shift is going to be around for a while. And I think it'll kind of be in people's mindsets. And what we're seeing is people seem to think before that virtual is nice to have. Especially in commercial real estate or residential real estate, it's becoming more need to have. People are going to start taking virtual vacations. They're doing live tours. You're not going to have any open houses for a while. So it's going to be in people's mindset. So as that relates to us and where you play in the space, I kind of mentioned this before, but we're one of the first movers to combine virtual reality with mobile travel guides. We've been working with a Fortune 500 airline for over a year now. Our tech is built, so it's not like we're new to this. It's not like we have to do something to get there. And our user interface is built in conjunction with a large airline's sales force and head of commercial. So we're building a guide to the Caribbean. I'm going to show you in a second. It's originally going to be an internal sales tool that's going to go customer facing. Once we get the application live, assuming we can go and film it again, we'll be using it as a tool to sell vacations directly. It's a content management system. It's not just an application. We can host a ton of content on our server. We like to think of it as a platform where people can use, can store and host and show their content. But sometimes it's just easier for me to explain what we do by showing a brief video. And I'm at 3 minutes, so I'll try to do my best to get to 6, but I want to show you what it is we do. So you put our application on an iPad, and this is what we're going to do in a kiosk. This is the 10 most popular locations that the airline goes to. It's just a guide to say, hey, this is what it is, what you can do, etc. But what's different about ours is we're going to show you the virtual simulations of things. And more importantly, the airline wants to sell hotel rooms. What's cool about this and what's coming is you're going to be able to sell the exact room that the person's buying and not a photo or anything like that. It's going to be a 360-degree tour. We're going to match that with available inventory, specials, perks, etc. And it's a bigger barrier to entry than you might think because not everybody can get access to these places. So this is the beach in Atlantis. This is just using a street view, which some people will say is kind of, you know, not that big of a deal. But if you're the airline or this particular airline, you can get into the specific rooms, which I'm going to show you in a second. So that's in Bahamas. So of the 10 resorts that we do, we filmed 3 of them so far. I was hoping to have 10 done by the year end, but we'll see what happens with travel. That's an actual room per se, and they're going to be able to sell that room directly. We're going to have tours of the hotels, the whole 9 yards, and we're just getting started. So I'm kind of excited about that. That's our app. For the sake of time, I'm just going to speed through it really quickly. We have the right team to execute this. Sarah and I co-founded it, but we were able to recruit some people that are pretty hard to displace. Virginia is a board member of the airline that we're working with. Ryan is an awesome rock star engineer. He was a Compaq and HP, so knows the ins and outs of servers. And Ryan Schmaltz is the head of emerging media at the UNC School of the Arts. The problem we solve, I'm going to be short for time here, but basically Expedia and Priceline control the online travel market. They have about a 70% market share, and they control the customer experience in travel. There's a lot of people that want to book directly in this space. So if you're Hilton, I don't know if you've seen the direct-to-consumer ads. We see it all over the place. There's a lot of people that are desperate to get people to book directly because they hate dealing with Expedia and Priceline. We make money as software as a service company. We're charging licensing fees. We will get paid on this application for development. It's nominal, but it's still something. We have a 2-year contract that's non-exclusive, and we'll get paid upon vacation sales. We bootstrapped ourselves, so we're 95% founder-owned, and we have a minimum viable product. Our tech is built, so we don't need to do anything. And I think the last thing that I wanted to get into is we hope that once our application gets customer-facing, we'll see a step up in valuation. We had our convertible note terms are set by our lead investor. We hope to raise $1 million, but that's markets permitting. Could be good for us or bad for us. This is the locations that we did build. This was the schedule as of March. This is where we hope to be done with that application and film it all live by the year in 2020. And this was the schedule, which is going to get pushed back a bit. So Bermuda or Nassau, they canceled that trip. We already have the content, but they've canceled it. Universal is not going to happen, but I hope that San Juan will. I don't think that travel is going to stop. I think they're going to still try to sell vacations, etc. I don't hope that this isn't going to be that bad, but you know, a lot of the airlines and people are shutting some stuff down. We met with them yesterday. I won't say that all is well. They're dealing with rebookings and stuff, but the contract hasn't been canceled, so I believe we're going to be moving forward. And last thing, how you guys can help me. I'm trying to raise a convertible round. I have a lead investor identified. I have the terms. There's a lot of people in the Charlotte network that I don't know, the Charlotte angel investors and all those types of people. Any introductions to how do I pitch to people in terms of that network for my convertible would be most appreciated. And so just shoot me an email if you know of any people or have any thoughts as to who I should